Guadagnino.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. Second time to the festival. Thank you so much for speaking. What should I say? Should I invite Armie Hammer and Timothée Chalamet here? That's okay.
More, let's say. You seem to have some fans here.
We should say buona visione in Italian. Enjoy the movie, and we'll talk later. All right?
And enjoy the film. We'll see you all later. Thank you. Armie Hammer and Timothée Chalamet.
Thank you. I also invite the producer, Peter Spears, and Marco Morabico to join us.
Luca, we can start with you. Can you talk about the origin of this project?
I think Peter should talk about the origin of the project, because he is the origin of the project with Howard. Where is Howard? He's coming.
Well, we first got galleys of the book 2007, Howard and I, and optioned the material, and almost immediately spoke with our good friend Luca Guadagnino and brought him on board to help shepherd this into what you saw today. And from that point, we had amazing Italian producers and Brazilian producers and French producers, and it really was a whole kind of global effort.
For Timothy and Armie, could you talk about, you have amazing on-screen chemistry in this film. Can you talk about how you prepared for the role? Both of you can.
It was such a special and unique experience because we shot it in a little tiny town in Italy called Crema, and Timothy and I were basically the only Americans there. Nobody else spoke English, so if we wanted to do anything on the weekends, we were doing it with each other. We were going to restaurants, we were spending a lot of time together, we were discussing scenes, we were rehearsing a lot. It was really kind of like an immersion. We just spent all day filming and then all night together, and then we would be together on the weekends, and it developed into like a genuine friendship that we still have to this day. You know, I mean, it was a really special experience to get to do it, especially with someone as talented and special as Timmy.
Special, I like that.
Oh, special.
Yeah, just I mean, I agree with everything he said, and it was Luca's, genius to get us out there a month early and to be sequestered in this small town in Italy. So it's not the experience you would have shooting on the stage or shooting in like a center of industry. So you really, I don't know, it was easy to ingratiate in the tone of the film and the tone of the town and of Andre Osman's source material. And I don't think it would have been the same if we didn't have that month in advance to really get to know one another.
Luca, the film has an amazing visual style, and you worked with a particularly talented cinematographer. Can you talk about collaborating on the look of the film?
Well, we wanted to keep it simple as much as possible. We didn't want to put too much technical filters or effort against the story and the characters. And so with Sion Bu, we tried to adapt ourselves to the light and the place. And we used 35mm camera, and we shoot with only one lens, which was 35mm.
The entire movie was shot with only one lens.
Yeah, true. And I have to kudos to Sion Bu. Sion Bu made the promise the masterful director of photography of Uncle Bonmi Recalls His Past Lives and Tropical Maladies, really one of the greatest alive cinematographers. And we shot in May and June, and we really had more than 3/4 of our schedule with heavy rains. But you don't see them apart from the moment in which it rains in the movie. And that's a testament of how great this film was, how he created this illusion of real life throughout it.
Questions from the audience? Yes, in the hat.
So the movie was really good. I was excited to know how you were going to change it up in terms of such a big book and that in 2 hours. I wanted to know why you chose those specific songs, because that was something that was different in the book, and why those songs spoke to you.
The question is about differences between the book and the choice of the songs in the film.
Well, Andre Aciman's novel is a masterpiece. It's a great, great, great novel. And I think the translation from novel to film is, when it comes to great books, it has to be about trying to translate the essence of the book, but not the letter of the book, because those are two different mediums. And so for me, it was important that we were trying to keep Aciman's spirit alive in the film, but to also make it our story our own. And I wanted the movie to be in the present time, where the book is a recollection, it's a memory, and it's about someone telling you his memories in a large amount of time. But I thought it was much, much stronger for the film, for your experience, to be immersed in the now and then of what happens during that summer. So that was our attitude toward the translation. The songs, can we make an applause to Sufjan Stevens? He's such an amazing artist, and I feel privileged because it is literally a desire. I love his music, and I wanted to have a sort of other voice that was not just the voice of the film and the director and the script, but a separate artist voice to add to the film from now, because the film is set in the 80s, and I think that Sufjan, I felt it was a real thing for a movie like this, and the metaphors in his lyrics and the voice that he has and the music is so pure that I felt this could be really resonating. So I wrote him a letter and he replied. And I asked him one song and he gave me 3. So, any filmmakers in the room who wants to do the same thing with other great artists, you should do it, because sometimes they give you good surprises. Yeah. And I remember that we got the songs while we were shooting, remember? And we played in my living room, and we were like, wow, really those songs are amazing. Like, they are like above the average, and wow.
I have a question for Timothy. The character of Elio in the Yasa novel is so internalized, very detailed as he is on screen. I was just wondering, as an actor, how do you approach playing a character with so much material to draw from? Did you go to the book and study kind of nuances there, or was a lot of it more or less based on the script and Lucas' direction?
Yeah.
Question is for Timothy about when there's so much material to draw from for such a rich character from the book. Do you use the book as a source for?
Yeah, I really like that question, because you know, the first obligation is to be truthful to what's in the source material, because as people have said here tonight, that holds a very special place in a lot of people's hearts, including Peter and Howard, who optioned the rights to the book. So I think the process for me was, understanding or having a general understanding what the arc is or the character. But in those moments where there is deep confusion, or maybe a scene on paper isn't making sense, the real privilege of working with deep source material, whether fictionalized or non-fictionalized, is that when you're in that rut, you can just go in there and there's like chapters of source material to pull from. So it wasn't all the time, but it's a real luxury to be working on a film that's based on a book or any sort of a pre-existing property.
We have time for 2 more questions. Front row of the balcony, yeah.
Hi, I have a question about the ending of
questions about the editing in the film and how it felt like a collection of memories.
The editing of the movie was quite simple. Like we shot between May and June, and we had our movie done by July, which is extraordinary because usually it takes a year for me to edit a movie. But it was, as I said before, very simple. We really wanted to make it the movie as direct and as close to these characters as possible. So it rose to itself in a very, and I work with the same editor since 25 years, and we've been working on the script together when you have to do your shooting draft. So I was really into it very much. So it was really simple. Yeah.
One more question. Yes.
James Ivory did a great script. Sorry.
In the glasses, yeah. We'll do both. Question is about dropping the toilet flushing scene from the book. Why did you drop the toilet flushing scene?
Because Johnny Waters has already made his masterpiece with Odorama.
And yes.
James Ivory did a great job on the script. Did you guys have an easy time or a difficult time getting him on board to write?
Question is about working with James Ivory on
James
the
is a
script.
friend of ours, so it was quite easy. Yeah, it wasn't not easy nor difficult. It was natural.
Well, thank you so much for bringing this in.